Alright, you guys, here's the video review for a new toy from KFC/KTC. Keith's Toy Club or Keith's Fantasy Club, however they're branding them. I don't know if they're... I can't remember if they... This box still has KFC tape on it and the KFC logo on the back of it. But that may just be a holdover. I don't know if they're actually rebranding or if it actually is going to stay KFC toys. I know at one point there was talk about turning it into Keith's Toy Club. At one point it was going to be like a different toy company as well, a completely different name. But so whether you call it Keith's Fantasy Club or Keith's Toy Club, this is their E.A.V.I Metal Phase 2B. Phase 2A was the, if you recall, was the Centaur Barbossa Captain Shark homage, who is really cool. And this is now a repaint of that into Haiku, which you recognize as our good friend sky-byte, who we just reviewed the Generations toy of the other day. There are sharks shocking around. So yeah, just to give you a comparison of those two in shark mode. One is a kind of biomechanical shark. They're both kind of biomechanical sharks, but like this one looks a little bit more organic, whereas Haiku is much more like robotic shark, which is cool. I really like the design aesthetic of this guy. And again, here's a quick comparison of him with the previous Centaur Barbossa. And you'll see some differences. Like one, since he is not Captain Shark homage, he doesn't have the cannon on the bottom, nor does he have the hook or the spear on the sides that form the arms here. He's just a shark. And one of the things that's neat is the original version had him all of this dark blue plastic, and they've painted some light blue, a bluish white, and it's not just a solid paint job. It's kind of sprayed on and tapered and misted on. And it's a really nice effect. Like opening up the box, it was very striking, and I'm really digging it. So yeah, obviously based off of sky-byte from the old Car Robots / Robots in Disguise cartoon, as was this guy. And to transform him into robot mode, it's just the same way as Centaur Barbossa. And he does come with this nice display stand that Centaur Barbossa did, although these, let's pull them off of it, although these two pieces don't hold the weapons since there aren't really any extraneous weapons for him once all is said and done. But it is nice to have the stand. And again, it just plugs in right under here in shark mode. Just plugs right in there like that. So to transform him, like I said, it's exactly the same as Centaur Barbossa. So we'll do a quick little recap. I come back here and unpeg the legs from the side. Wants to come unpegged here. There we go. Bring him down and around. And it's caught on the fin there. There we go, down and around. Now they have made this on the original Centaur Barbossa. These would get caught. They were very hard to get straight again. And the problem was this corner right here on this leg piece was sharp, was more of an angle. And then you can see they've smoothed that down. So when going back to shark mode, you don't have to push and stab yourself on this thing trying to fold the legs up. So they made a couple of improvements to the mold, and that's so much nicer because I just figured out the problem on Centaur Barbossa 10 minutes ago. So while trying to force it back up straight because I could see it could do it. So yeah, that's so much nicer to have that piece just go around without any resistance whatsoever, aside from just the friction of the hinge. That is really nice. So that's a nice little upgrade to the mold. So bring that around, rotate the waist around, rotate the feet around. Wait a minute. No, my legs are on backwards. All right, we'll fix that. That's just a misassembly error. We'll just pop these off the ball joints here. That's an easy fix. Haha, look at that. I'm popping something off on purpose. So that was so just pop them around, swap them so that piece faces forward. There we go. And the screws are on the inside of the leg. And then the feet, he's got yellow feet to flip around. And again, one of the common things that showed up on the first one was that these looked like they were on backwards. And if that's the case, you can flip them right here as part of the transformation. At least you could. Huh. Well, I guess they've tightened that up a little bit too. But they should be fine. But they're on ball joints. If they do come flip the wrong way, it used to be you could flip them around during the transformation. And you may still be able to if you force it. I guess you bend that out a little bit. But if not, they're on ball joints. Just pop them right off. So flip the feet out. Just like that. And you come up here. I'm going to go ahead and open up this back part here. Come on. There you go. Pop that off. The tail will pop out, and that'll be his claw hand. Bring those off to the side. Come under here. Pull the hands out. Just tuck up under there and flip the shoulders out right here. Now at this point, I like to flip this up now. I'll pull this back a little bit. Get your finger under there and open up this little canopy. Get your finger. There we go. Because sometimes you need to push the head from underneath, and it's way easier before you move the spine piece into place. So go ahead here, push that head up if you need to. Pull it up, fold this all the way down and in. And you see this little curved piece is going to snap over this right here. Pull his head up, and close that canopy, and bring it up like that. And then bring the arms out, rotate the guns forward. If you want, you can leave them facing sideways. You can turn them around to face out, however you want. Position the arms here. And then these pieces fold down and around. There's a little square peg hole here that's going to fit over this peg up here. Just flip it around and peg it into place up here. It's not a tight peg, but just so you know where they go. So flip those around. Just like that. And there he is, more or less, in robot mode. And you'll see he's about the same, he's the same basic mold as Sancho Barbosa. Now, Sancho Barbosa had the extra cannon that plugged in up here and the sword on either side, and he would store this tail fin on the back here, unless he wanted to use it as a weapon, but or unless you wanted him to use it as a weapon, but it would store back here. If you want to replicate his original claw hand, you can kind of put that on and give him the claw hand that he has on the old Cyber Shark toy, as well as on the new Generations version. He's got that arm that's just the shark claw. That's replicated there with the weapon. So I like that you have that option of giving him a normal hand, but if you do like the claw, and now that I've glued this in place so it doesn't rotate anymore and stays pretty still, and I realize that this claw opens on Generations sky-byte, I'm kind of digging that claw hand. But yeah, you'll notice he's much brighter than the original pictures we saw of him. The original pictures showed him in this color scheme here with some light blue detailing around here, but mostly a dark blue. And they've added a bunch of, they've added some silver here and moved the light blue up to the head and back. And it just makes him look a little, it makes him look a little bit more dynamic, and it makes him pop a lot more from Captain Shark. They look very much more distinctly different when next to each other. And just for posterity's sake. So those look like two different robots almost. You can see it, you can tell they're the same base body, but they're not similar dark blues, because the dark blue plastic is almost the same if you look at it. And had all this remained unpainted, even with the different detailing, robot mode on these two would have looked very similar. So that the frosted look on the sides here, and then the light blue paint and the really white legs, I think really make them distinguished from each other, and worth having both on the shelf. Like I said, Captain Shark, I really like Captain Shark. I love this mechanoid shark design for this figure. Any version of this that you want to pick up or that you're interested in, I do recommend doing it. It's a fun little mold, and whatever color scheme you get it in, you're going to enjoy it if it's based on a character you like. It's just a really fun shark transformer. I'm a big fan of sharks and transformers, so hey, there you go. But yeah, he is still just as sharp and pointy as Sancho Barbosa, aside from the fact that he doesn't have the two things on the arm. So that's two fewer points to snag you while you're playing with him. And some of these points, like I've noticed, like I don't know if it's because they're painted over or if they actually did dull these a little bit. I didn't, like I said, they rounded off the hinge down here, so it's a lot smoother going back to shark mode. And it looks like they may have rounded off. They actually, I can tell you right now, just looking at it, they've definitely rounded off the tips of these. Or at least flatten them. They're a little broader, and they don't come to a sharp point. You can see that's a much flatter tip than the original. The original, you can see it. It came down really sharp point. And I don't know if I got on camera, but yeah, it was really sharp and pointy, and it looks like some of these may have been dulled a little bit. Not much, nothing to like drastically change the appearance of the toy, and they can still, you know, do be careful. There are some points that can still get you if you're not paying attention, but it seems like a much less injury-prone toy overall. So yeah, really neat design. I like the fin up here on his head. He's got a neat little scowling face. Let's see if we can get him up here. And okay, it kind of showed itself off. So yeah, really cool. And just a nice, like I said, a nice little addition to the E.A.V.I metal line. These guys are really improving in quality. They're not making the huge leaps between releases that Unique Toys has lately, but they're still doing some pretty neat stuff. And they're definitely like working on amping up the quality with each release. Like I said, they have a few minor changes to this to make him just slightly easier and more fun to transform than Sancho Barbosa. Although again, that is mostly this knee down here. That knee, getting that thruster straight, going back to shark mode was such a pain on Sancho Barbosa, and it's not even an issue here. So good job on that little upgrade. And yeah, I just want to see some poet speaking sharks hanging out together. There's Sky-byte and Haiku. But yeah, like I said, if Captain Shark's a great figure. If Haiku's more your thing, or Sky-byte's more your thing, Haiku should be right up your alley. It's a fun little shark transformer from KFC. Check it out.